This is the fourth game in Group 1. Points make prizes, so every try counts. A little mascot, or a pitch invader, whichever you'd like to describe him. Go for glory.
Fourth game in Group 1 here then. Islwyn Toucans against Violet Vikings. Both teams will look to get a victory. Both teams losing out in their first games. And it's fair to say that if they don't get a win here, they won't be qualifying for the Cup semi-finals.
Yeah, this should be a good one, this. The Toucans were a little bit underwhelming maybe in that first game. Really good side, as we know. And the Vikings are dangerous on their day as well, so it should be a really good one, this. The Vikings were involved in the game of the day in round 2, if you remember, against the Snipers. That absolute shootout was about 40-40 or something, wasn't it, in the end? But
drop ball from the Viking. Big mistake to start the game off.
Yeah, not the best of starts there for the Vikings. Again, a few handling errors we've seen today. I think the wind is potentially affecting things. There's a strong breeze now blowing from the Vikings' point of view, if you're attacking towards the top end of the clubhouse from right to left, and I think that may be having an impact on some of these passes that are just not quite going to hand.
Down the short side, Nye Patterson finding Dan Hill. Comes back inside, Matthew Jeffries with the ball in hand this time. Ethan Williams shows the ball and goes himself. Options here for the Toucans, but the Violet Vikings managing to organise defensively. Duan Thomas, arching around the defensive line to find the gap, and under the sticks goes Duan Thomas.
Yeah, really nice try there from Duan Thomas, showing a little bit of Duan van der Merwe, wasn't it? Skipping back inside. I had to get that one in. With a name like Duan, you have to make comparisons, and you know, I think the comparison was there. Skipping back inside, fast feet and crossing under the sticks. Conversion made as well. Gives his kicker a easy job, and that's a good start for the Toucans.
Yeah, so the Toucans 7 points to 0 against the Violet Vikings. Oh, and almost finding a gap straight away, Ellis Dickinson. The Vikings here trying to make something happen. Kai Evans through the gap, but the ball does hit the turf. Now needs an option on the inside. It was Corey Saunders, and Saunders couldn't quite make the ball stick, and it's gone forward.
Yeah, fortunate there for the Vikings. They had that opportunity. It was a really quick snipe on that near side. Oh, sorry, on that far side, but from the near side of the ruck, and had a man on his shoulder, but another handling error is starting to plague these teams now. Those are the opportunities you can't afford to squander, especially going 7 points down early.
Turley was feeding the ball into the scrum for the Toucans. We'll see the ball on the scrum reset, and often you see scrums seen twice in sevens.
Ewan Dark there, number 15, was almost being held up but carried by his own teammates as the push came in from the Vikings. Scrum had wheeled round completely, and it's equally as high here. The scrum was really high.
Patient play from Ethan Williams. He decides to go straight towards the oncoming defender. As it's still there for the Toucans, one way then the other goes Robbie Turley, wearing 3. Good contest in the breakdown as well. As we see Jeffries met in the middle of the park. Drop ball by the Toucans. As we see another handling error in this game.
Yeah, it was a poor pass, wasn't it? Didn't really give him a chance. He had to try and field it down at his feet, and seen a few of them today. But, you know, can't blame the wind on that. That was just a poorly executed pass.
Yeah, you mentioned the wind. It is a little bit windy out here than you would imagine on a nice summer's day. As you can see, probably on the far side, the flags are waving quite viciously. But of course, doesn't make as much of a difference in 7s as it does in 15s.
No, but I wonder if it'll shift the tactics of some teams as the Vikings go through for the first try for them.
Yeah, Kai Evans around the edge of the scrum and is good with the conversion. So 7 each between the Toucans and the Vikings. And that feels like it was a little bit too easy.
Yeah, I was just about to say there was too much space there, wasn't there, between that breakdown and the first defender there, or it would have been the first receiver for the Toucans, bar the turnover. But yeah, too much space, really, and Evans just attacked it, and it was an easy enough score in the end.
Restart not quite competitive enough, but that's a looping ball towards Connor Milsom. And Milsom straightens up to find Iwan Dark cutting in. Questions of a high tackle from Ellis Dickinson. The referee happy. Chest is the call. It did seem to be like it was maybe a fraction higher than usual.
And Jeffrey's there with literally his shirt ripped off his back in that contact.
Vikings go quickly. The ball in the hands of Corey Saunders, who's now offloaded. The Vikings edging towards the 22 here. Patient play, a chip and chase, an opportunity for Kai Evans to go for the ball. And he's over-kicked it. It's gone over the dead ball line.
Yeah, really unlucky there from Evans, looking for his second score. It was good, quick, recycled ball from the initial breakdown in the first phase. That's more like it from the Vikings. And then Evans looking for that angle, little chip over the top, just put too much juice on it, runs out the back of the in-goal zone. But nice idea from Evans there, looking to switch the mode of attack.
Big shove and a penalty awarded to the Spartans. Not a straight shove.
Yeah, Vikings seem to be really attacking these scrums. That's a few they've pushed now.
Well, we've seen this time after time across this season in the Wales 7 series. Nye Patterson, too fast along the far touchline and dots it down right underneath the posts. A 7-point score.
Yeah, he's the danger man, isn't he, Nye Patson, for this Toucan side, with no Carrick McDonough in the side. The man who's been to the Dubai Sevens. He's the focal point, I think, for their attack this afternoon.
So that score at the end of the half for the Toucans puts them ahead 14 points to 7 at the break.
Half-time score, Islwyn Toucans 14, Vikings 7.
second half here, and the Vikings to get us underway with a high kick from Ollie Colombo. Dan Hill takes the ball. It's not gone 10. Suppose it is into wind when kicking from right to left across the screen. Opportunity here for Ethan Williams. Williams straightens up. Big tackle from Josh Edwards.
And Milsom had come from about 10 yards or so, trying to run onto that ball. He didn't see him, but if he had, Milsom would have had a huge momentum. It would have been a huge stop to tackle him.
Hill. Penalty against Dan Hill. He was isolated completely. And now the Vikings will come forward. Colombo to Edwards, Josh Edwards. There's space towards the far wing, cutting back inside. Jack Hart. Hart still fighting on. Ellis Dickinson now with the ball in hand. Cian O'Reilly wearing 11 for the Vikings today. But there's a tackle from the Toucans just inside the 22. Josh Edwards to Dickinson. Through the hands, one more needed. And it's going to be a score in the corner. Jack Hart wearing 12 for the Violet Vikings. And they are back within 2 points. This could be a big conversion.
Yeah, really, really well worked try from the Vikings that time. Patient build-up. Dickinson in the middle, just making things happen, just commanding the play. And a good finish in the end. They had to be patient. They had to go through the hands. Just found a yard or two either side here and there. The kick is well off into that wind, but really good start to the second half from the Vikings.
Tough conversion, meaning the score 14 points to 12 to the Toucans. And early in this second half, although having said that, the big opportunity for the Violet Vikings off the restart. Cian O'Reilly, first to the ball, it was loose from the Toucans. And just like that, back to back, Violet Vikings scores. The conversion is good. 19 points to 14. And in the last 60 seconds or so, the game's turned on its head.
Yeah, it's hands on heads time here on the Islwyn Toucans sideline. Just that restart put up into a dangerous area, and with that wind, just caused all sorts of problems for the Toucans. And Cian O'Reilly was Johnny on the spot to take that restart and capitalise on an error. And there's another drop there in the midfield.
Yeah, and it's gone forward, in fact, from a Violet Vikings player. So it'll be a scrum input from the Toucans. But how quickly things can change in sevens. The Toucans 14 points to 7 ahead at the half. Nye Patterson with a score on the cusp of the half, and now things have completely changed, and the Toucans throwing the ball away. Surprised that wasn't changed from a free kick to a penalty, regardless.
Yeah, the Vikings sideline were clamouring for it.
Colombo through the hands, finding some space. A kick through the gap, a turn of pace from the Vikings, but offside is the call. Rhys Gill was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now the Toucans come. The kick through the gap collected by the Vikings, but pressure inside their 22. As the tackler is over the ball as well, Evan Wood. Penalty to the Toucans. Huge moments here in the grand scheme of the series.
Outstanding work from Evan Wood. The initial kick, the chase, did well to get back on it, but he made the tackle and got over the ball straight away. Outstanding. He set his team up here for an attacking opportunity.
Inside the 22, good step. And they're going to cross. Connor Milsom under the sticks as well, which is absolutely crucial. And now Now an opportunity to go ahead. Chipped over the bar by Connor Milsom. And they go back in the lead. Bear in mind, the Welsh 7 Series standings at the moment, the Knights and the Barbars battling it out for top spot. But there's a lot to play for third. Toucans, 25 points. Lampeter Spartans, 25. 24 Crew, 25. So a victory here is absolutely critical for the Toucans.
Yeah, absolutely. So much to play for all of these teams out here today. And obviously a plate as well to be decided. And, you know, these teams are still in with a shout of getting into the semi-finals for that cup. So, you know, it's all to play for. But they need to win this game. Both of them need a win to keep those hopes alive.
Oh, a cheeky grubber. And now there's an opportunity for Nye Patterson. He's just too quick, isn't he? And here goes Nye Patterson. He's got the pace. I don't know why he would decide to stand up his opposition. Far too good is Nye Patterson. And there can't be much to go here as the Toucans look to go 28 points on the board. And there's the conversion from Nye Patterson. And that should be the end of that.
Well, outstanding, absolutely outstanding from Nye Patterson. His second try of the game, and turns defence into attack with, you know, retreating to chase that kick down. Takes it cleanly, manages to get away from the chasing attacker as well, from his tackle. Almost as an arc wheel in his own 22, and somehow finds a crease, finds a gap, and he's got too much pace and power. And as you said, Griff, that could be the try that puts the nail in the Vikings' coffin.
Lovely feat from the Vikings to create an opportunity. Some space on this near side. Towards the corner. It's still alive though. But there should be a try here for the Vikings. Kai Evans. He does get over and the conversion is good. But unfortunately, there's not enough time for the Vikings. Unfortunately, on the other hand, for the Toucans, they hang on. What a great game between these two teams. But ultimately, the Toucans victorious. They needed a win. 28 points to 26. The Violet Vikings yet to get a victory.